Python is a high-level, interpreted programming language that is widely used for various purposes, including web development, scientific computing, data analysis, artificial intelligence, and more. Some of the key features of Python include: easy to read and write. Python's syntax is designed to be simple and intuitive, making it an accessible programming language for beginners. Dynamic typing. Python allows you to change the type of a variable during runtime, which makes it flexible and easy to use. Large library support. Python has a vast library of pre-written code, making it easy to accomplish complex tasks with just a few lines of code. Interoperability. Python can be easily integrated with other programming languages and tools, making it a versatile choice for many applications. Community support. Python has a large and active community of developers, who contribute to its development and support each other through various forums and resources. Overall, Python is a powerful and versatile programming language that is widely used in many industries and applications, making it a valuable skill to have for any aspiring programmer. Object-oriented programming, OOP. Object-oriented programming, OOP, is a programming paradigm that is based on the concept of objects, which can contain data and behavior. Python is an object-oriented programming language, and its implementation of OOP has several key features, including classes. A class is a blueprint for creating objects, instances, and it defines a set of attributes and methods that objects created from the class will have. Objects. An object is an instance of a class, and it contains both data, attributes, and behavior, methods. Inheritance. Inheritance allows you to create new classes that are based on existing classes, inheriting their attributes and methods. This allows you to create more specialized classes that are derived from more general classes. Polymorphism. Polymorphism refers to the ability of objects belonging to different classes to respond to the same method call. This allows you to write generic code that can work with objects of different classes, as long as they have the same methods. Encapsulation. Encapsulation is the idea of bundling data and methods that operate on that data within an object, making the object responsible for maintaining its own state. By using OOP in Python, you can create more organized, maintainable, and reusable code, as well as simulate real-world objects and relationships in your programs. To get started with OOP in Python, you can learn how to define classes, create objects, and use inheritance, polymorphism, and encapsulation in your code. Here are some basic concepts of the Python programming language. Variables. Variables are containers for storing data values. In Python, you can declare a variable by assigning a value to it using the equals, smiley face, sign. Data types. Python supports several built-in data types, including integers, floating point numbers, strings, lists, dictionaries, etc. Operators. Python supports various arithmetic, comparison, and logical operators that can be used to perform operations on data. Control flow. Python has several control flow statements, such as if-else statements and for loops, that can be used to control the flow of execution in a program. Functions. Functions are blocks of reusable code that can be called from other parts of a program. In Python, you can define a function using the def keyword. Modules. Modules are collections of functions and other resources that can be imported and used in other Python programs. Exception handling. Python has a built-in mechanism for handling exceptions, which allows you to gracefully handle errors and exceptions that occur during the execution of a program. Input, output. Python provides functions for reading input from the user and writing output to the screen or to a file. These are just some of the basic concepts in Python, but there is much more to learn, including object-oriented programming, file input, output, regular expressions, and more. The best way to learn Python is to practice writing code, working on projects, and seeking help from online resources and communities. In Python, you can read from and write to files using the built-in open function and a variety of methods that it provides. Here are some basic concepts of file input, output in Python. Opening a file. To open a file, you can use the open function, which takes the file name and mode, e.g., R for reading, W for writing, A for appending, as arguments. The function returns a file object, which you can use to access the contents of the file. Reading from a file. To read the contents of a file, you can use the read, readline, or readlines methods. The read method returns the entire contents of the file as a string, while readline returns one line at a time, and readlines returns a list of strings, where each element is a line of the file. Writing to a file. To write to a file, you can use the write method, which takes a string as an argument. If you want to write multiple lines, you can pass a list of strings to the writelines method. When you are done writing to a file, you should close it using the close method. Context manager. Using the with statement in conjunction with the open function, you can automatically close the file after you are done with it, even if an exception is raised during the execution of the code block. These are the basic concepts of file input/output in Python, but there are more advanced methods and techniques that you can learn, such as using the seek method to move the file pointer, using pickle to serialize and deserialize Python objects, and more.